going on, guys? We are playing classic sports driving. Slide Studios was nice enough to allow us to play the game early on our channel. This game is releasing sometime in the summer of 2021, so this is like a super early alpha build. But they said it's in a playable state, so let's see what this game has to offer. The idea of it's actually pretty cool. So basically, it's like an old school arcade style racing game. So if you're into like the retro controls and stuff, this game should be pretty cool. Alright, so... oh, we actually pick what we want. Hold on, let's redo that. Accelerate, brake, left. Thank you. Sweet. Alright, so looks like we got two options at the moment. Level ruins or desert. And difficulty is world-class. Driver, I guess, is the highest. So just cruising is probably the lowest one. We'll do travel level for now. Alright, cool. Curve. The tighter the curve, the more curve signs are shown. Blind curve ahead. A blind curve is near. The tighter the curve ahead, the more warning signs are shown. So it looks like if there's more than two signs, that means takes it easy. And coming soon, they have collisions with scenery, better scenery placement, fog and rain with the possibility of snow, bridges, and tunnels. Alright, so let's hit the brake. Looks like we got a timer at the top of the screen, so I wonder if we have to reach a checkpoint at a certain time. Now, one thing I am noticing is this game is in kilometers an hour, so I'm wondering if we will be able to change that to mile per hour once the game actually releases. Alright, so let's try to stay mostly on the track. Kind of interesting that the route to go with the gear system. So, I mean, assume that this is actually supposed to be a classic car. They normally wouldn't have this many. Would you get out of the way? You want to be able to shift this much. Like it's saying we're in 7th gear. That's more of a new car thing.
Checkpoint.
Oh, we did it. Alright. So it looks like we are on a little bit of a time crunch because we barely made it that time. And I mean, we messed up once, but for the most part, the pedal was all the way down the whole time. Woo. Perfect. I got tricked by that sign. I was expecting a big turn. Alright, so let's loop on over here. And I don't have a racing wheel, so I won't be able to test that out for you guys, but I assume later on that you'll actually be able to use like your normal wheels and stuff on the game. So that'd be pretty cool to build like an arcade setup and emulate that same sort of experience in your house. Hold on. Oh, we're not going to get it.
Checkpoint.
Oh, we did it. Oh, that should not have happened. I mean, I'm glad because we're still able to continue, but we definitely rolled into that checkpoint afterwards. Keep going too fast around the corners. Yeah, so on like an older car, they would probably be mostly in 3rd gear. The RPMs and everything, obviously. Older cars weren't designed for the same kind of stuff that a aluminum engine can handle. Even like some of the 90s style motors typically run around like 5,000 to 6,000 max RPM. For a newer car, the max is like around 8 or 9, depending on which manufacturer and what kind of design they went with on the engine block. Alright, so let's move on around. The game actually handles really well. I'm just not used to driving on this sort of view. It's been a very long time. But considering the fact that this game is coming out so far away, it's actually handling it really well. Like, I'm not noticing any performance drops or anything like that. Most of the issues is just me driving off the track into the desert.
Checkpoint.
Now, I don't know if we're actually in a race or what these other AI cars are for. If they're just to simulate the experience, because it doesn't really show your position or anything. What would you guys recommend them changing? Maybe have a little bit more variety in like the color choices while we're driving past them. And I assume once the game releases that we'll actually be able to, you know, at least customize our car a little bit, maybe change the color. Get back on the track. And a mini map of the track would be really helpful too. Obviously that's more like a modern day thing, but I think it would be cool if they try to do like a crossover between an old school style and modern day game. I think the sky looks pretty cool though. I'm surprised that they're going to change it. I wonder what the fog and rain is going to do. Hopefully it doesn't make it so it's horrible to like see where you're going. I hate when games like overdo the fog so you can't see where anything you're doing. Alright. 30 seconds. There has to be a checkpoint here somewhere. It's hard to stay on the track. They got it so it's so like bendy that you actually have to be paying attention the whole time. Guess we're doing more than just a left turn in this game. Oh, finish line, sweet.
Checkpoint.
Now what happens? So it looks like there's only 2 maps to play at the moment. So that was the desert level. Let's see what the ruins look like. See if I can stay a little bit better on the track this time. Yeah, so I wonder where the snow bridges and tunnels would come into play. Like, are they talking about underground racing? And fog and rain, I'm wondering if that, like the rain, if it's going to affect the track to where you actually have less traction control, or if it's just going to be mostly a visual thing. It's still super early in development, so obviously all this stuff could change, including all the textures. It's kind of cool how you can see the entire track before you start the race though. Yeah, so what are you guys' thoughts? Would you recommend changing anything? Oh, this one has a lot more scenery, it looks like. And I don't know, for my style, when I can like customize it in a normal racing game, I would probably have the camera a little higher and angled down some. But obviously they're going for more of a retro style appearance to the game. This definitely fits that more. But it'd be kind of cool if they allowed you the option of like changing your camera views, and obviously I don't know how far they're going to go with this game. Like if they're planning on doing a full-on multiplayer, or if it's just going to be like a single player campaign thing. If it was multiplayer, it'd be kind of cool to have like 30 people just in an online lobby try to race each other in this game. Get off the dirt. To do a really good job, as soon as you get on the dirt, your car like sticks to it. And it slows you down a good bit too. So maybe when you hit the dirt, they should have like a little bit of like a dirt flying from behind the wheels or something. Alright, sweet. So we passed all those guys. How many checkpoints was last time? Do you guys remember? I think it was 7 when we got the finish line. Oh. Why were they all stopped? That was weird. So hard turn, try to slow down a little bit. Alright, sweet. Oh. I don't know why this map, it seems like the AI driver tried to block you a lot. Oh, get back on the track. There we go. 7 seconds. We should have plenty of time to cross the line. Yeah, we're good. And have we ever gotten above a minute on our time? I think a minute is just a hard reset. So whenever you hit the checkpoint, it automatically just goes up a minute. Like it won't count a minute plus whatever that you had left over. Which is probably good because a lot of those games, if they actually add up, they depend on you doing decent in some of the earlier stages. And then, you know, as you advance, that extra time helps you if you do stupid things like driving the dirt like I did. Or like that turn. Alright, so let's go full speed down the straightaway. This stuff should be fairly easy to handle since it's just a straight line.
Checkpoint.
55. Alright, so let's pass all these guys. Yeah, and obviously I'm saying it would be cool to swap it to mile per hour because we don't use kilometers in the United States, but obviously that's a very small detail that can be changed later on. Get out the way. Yeah, I'm wondering if they're going to have other cars in the game too, or if it's mostly going to be this style. I think this is supposed to be a Mustang. Oop. Dude knocked me off the track. Hey, stop. Alright, so there is one more checkpoint up ahead. And then I'm assuming the finish line should be after that, because we're around the time. So maybe this is the finish line. That dude bumped us out of the way. How rude. Hey, come on, car. You can do it. Looks like that is just a checkpoint, so this map must be a lot bigger than the other one. So we're approaching the time that we were at last time. No, I see the checker flags. This is finished. Sweet. Alright guys, so that is classic. Hey guys, the mod developer actually emailed me back, so he added some new stuff for us to check out, so I thought I'd just add this in at the end of the video. So they are going to lower the gears from, I think it was 8 down to 7, just to make it a little bit more real for muscle cars. And when I asked them about the AI, if they're just going to, you know, drive alongside you or line up in a, you know, normal starting line, they think at the moment that the current plan is just to keep the opponents from left to right behaviors that remains at the older school games, sort of like in the arcade system. But the opponents are then here to force you to improvise new racing lines. So obviously, occasionally you have to go off the track or try to do a little bit better turns and stuff like that. And then when I asked him if they were going to try to implement multiplayer in it or how they were going to do, they said that for the now, they're going to try to keep it like a ghost format, sort of like in Forza, how you could see like other people's times driving past you. But it just depends how well this game takes off. They might add multiplayer in later on, so that's all up for grabs. Now, that also goes for the wheels and pedals. They're unsure of it right now, but it just depends on how well everything's going on, and then they would have to add in 2 different leaderboards for digital and analog, since, you know, the wheels typically have better control of the cars. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.